I want to show something to our two juries. What I want to do is walk through here at our recreated scene of Travis's bathroom and bedroom and closet. I want to walk through what Juan Martinez described to the jury today in his closing argument. Got Mike Brooks with me. Mike, let's do a recreation and a walkthrough of exactly the way Juan Martinez described the killing to the jury today in his closing argument.
You know, Vinny, it's been pretty close to what we've been talking about all along. We know that it started with a stab wound somewhere in this shower stall. He was vulnerable. 3.5 inches into his chest. He's dying. Now, she is trying to stab him again, but he has defense wounds on his hands. Cuts. So as he's walking over, she's stabbing him in the back. And also, we know that there was some high velocity blood spatter in the sink, and that was coming because she was striking him in the head as she was stabbing him also in the head, because we know that he had lacerations along his scalp. Then he moves down the hallway. We heard Juan Martinez talk about the rainbow blood swipe. He's staggering, trying to get away from her, Vinny, down to his bedroom, I think towards his safe haven. She comes here, she slashes his throat, somehow drags his body back down towards the sink, Vinny. Drags him all the way down here. She gets him to here, right about here. Then she gets the gun, shoots him in the head, round ejects, falls in congealed blood, and then, Vinny, she starts her cleanup. She starts to clean up here, and then also with the camera starts to delete the pictures that hadn't already been deleted.
All right, we've got a lot of defense attorneys here. Do you see it the same way, Holly?
I don't, Vinny, and here's why. He outweighed her by about 80 or 90 pounds. So what I think happened was, I do think she shot him first, and that shot stunned him enough that she was then able to do that vicious knife attack without him fighting back. I mean, that would be like me against Mike Brooks. Look how big he is compared to me.
It's a risky move to try and stab him first. He's slippery, he's in the shower, as opposed to shooting where he's in that enclosed
space. Then why not shoot him again and again?
Because I do
why
think
one
the
shot?
gun
Why
was,
one shot?
Because I do think that he was lunging at her. He saw what she was about to do. He lunged at her. The gun went flying. And then she panicked and went looking.
Shaking his head here, Joey.
Yeah, no.
Here's the point. Juan Martinez does not have to be right about this. He just has to establish that she's wrong. And when you think about what makes sense, does it make sense that after being shot in the head, that someone's going to continue to pursue you and pursue you? It makes no sense. And if the jury concludes that she's lying, it's over. It's premeditation. It's murder one.
Absolutely right, Joey. And that is the deal. He says the thing was, she lied to you. Right. She lied to the police. She lied to the investigators. She lied to the world. But very importantly, the point was she lied to you, jurors. And if he can establish that, I don't believe she was shot first. I think that we're trying to make it logical. There's nothing about this that's logical.
Here's the question now. Now, usually in a case, right, you bring in your investigator and you do all the forensics to prove it, right?
Right.
It almost seems like Juan Martinez isn't doing all that and is kind of stepping back and letting her lies prove his version.
Yes.
Right. Will that work, though? Because that's what you're saying, isn't it, Judge?
It's a risk. I do believe it's a risk, but I think he's going to be able to do that because this whole theme of lying, and if he can tie it back to the medical examiner, and remember, he has the last word, Vinny. He's going to come back, and he's going to wrap this up, and he's going to say, it doesn't make sense that you stab him first because he's bigger. We aren't saying it made sense. But he's over at the sink bleeding. She's stabbing him. I don't think he could have done all of that had he been shot first.
Absolutely.
What does this picture tell you, Joey Jackson? This is the death photo. This is the leg, the yoga pants of Jodi Arias. But what does this ultimately mean in this case?
All it has to mean is one thing, that someone's guilty, that someone was covering their tracks and trying to clean up a crime scene and inadvertently took a photograph that tells the whole story. And remember that, as I said before, Juan Martinez, we're all speculating as to exactly what happened. He does not have to be right. He just has to show that she's wrong.
And the fog is total BS also because of the cleanup, because it was such an extensive cleanup.
But I don't think it matters, honestly, Vinny, what came first, the chicken or the egg. Let's be real about this. She admits to killing him. Right. And that's what the jury is going to hang their hat on. It doesn't matter to them whether she shot him first or she stabbed him first. Because remember, it doesn't because
she lied to the jury.
But
she made up this story. It does matter.
And it matters for one more reason.
Darren Kavanaugh not wanting to get into the middle of all of this.
I don't want to get caught in the crossfire.
No, but he told him today she brought the gun and she brought the knife. So
right, and
that's
the rope
his
was the alibi for the knife.
So
that's
all
his
right.
premeditation.
Here's what you can do, folks. Come here. I gotta go. All the evidence is in the HLNTV.com evidence room. So go to HLNTV.com. You'll see all the photos and everything, and you can make up your own mind while I try to convince all these folks.